Hey guys, this is part 2 of a 2-part episode. If you missed part 1, check in your feed. It'll be the episode right before this one.
All right. Well, now that we're already saying sad stuff about the Muppets.
Yep, this one breaks my heart.
We're going to have to say more sad stuff about the Muppets. And I'm going to talk about the closing of PizzeRizzo.
Which we never got to.
Yep. Yeah, all of the times that Tim Tracker would go and get the pizza from there and talk about how I feel like his consensus was that it was always good, not great.
Yeah.
And that still made me want to try it.
Yeah, I always wanted to just go into a Muppet-themed restaurant.
And then Paging Mr. Morrow would go to the upstairs section a lot of the times.
Yeah, where they were having
it was like themed on a wedding.
Yeah, like a wedding or like a formal dance or something. Yeah, that was so cute.
And then they had the cookie that looked like a pizza.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I heard does not taste good, but was very cute.
Yep. And then unfortunately that closed its doors June 2025. Yeah, pretty recently.
Yeah.
And that's part of the big takeover of Monstropolis in that area.
That was another one that we had said every time we have to go to PizzeRizzo. We've never gone. We have to go. But right toward the end, when it was getting very close to like all of that section closing, I remember PizzeRizzo closing like early in the day. Like we went one time and they weren't closed for good, but we were like, they've closed for the evening.
Yeah. And then the other detractor over here is that the Stage One Company store, which was the Muppets gift shop over in Muppetland, now not Muppetland anymore, that shut down in 2020. And I'm hoping that once they get Muppets into Rock and Roller Coaster, that they'll retheme that gift shop to be a Muppet Depot.
I hope so. I think they would do really well.
That would be incredibly stupid if they didn't.
That gift shop, along with something we didn't include on this list that we can mention right now, is the Great Moments in History performance that they used to have in Liberty Square, Magic Kingdom with the Muppets. I think those were both victims of COVID.
Okay.
I think that they both closed because I loved that gift shop in Hollywood Studios. I remember getting my brother a bean bunny stuffed animal when I was little or younger, and when we went, I hadn't been there in a long time. I hadn't been to Disney World in a long time when you and I went for the first time, which was in the thick of COVID, and I wanted to show you that gift shop, and it was closed, and then it just never reopened. So I think those both died because of that.
Well, there's hope that we will get some very cute, cool Muppet merchandise once the Muppets are on Rock and Roller, and we should know by the time that we go in September.
Really?
I think it'll be open.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I always picture everything taking like 5 years.
Yeah, they put out that like infographic last month to talk about all the stuff coming out in 2026, and the Muppets roller coaster was summer 26.
Oh my god, I'm gonna buy River everything he likes in the Muppet gift shop. Anything you want.
And me.
Well, you and River will probably like the same things.
Yes, definitely.
He's 3 and you have the same taste.
34.
Okay. The Great Movie Ride. One of the greatest rides ever made.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you never went on this. What a shame for a movie lover like you. It closed in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't say enough things about the Great Movie Ride. We have a Great Movie Ride marquee sticker in our shop. Go get it. It's really cute. This ride was great. It was in the Chinese Theater, which is still there. It's the building that now has
very beat up
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Yeah, they really did not keep up with the interior. I don't know why. It's not well themed to the ride now, to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
They're not doing a good job of keeping the interior clean.
It is that I think is the worst queue at Walt Disney World.
And it used to be great. There used to be props from films on the queue.
Yeah, you told me.
It was a fun queue. It wasn't fun. It was interesting. And it all kind of made sense because it was modeled after the Chinese theater in California that has a lot of the movie premieres. So it made sense that that's where the Great Movie Ride was, that had the ride. You went through all different scenes of great movies, like Wizard of Oz and
Alien
and
Singing in the Rain,
Casablanca.
Right? Singing in the Rain.
Yep. several different scenes. Did I say Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
The set pieces were great. The Wizard of Oz section was like, God, you just felt like you were plopped in the movie. The Casablanca section had a big plane in the background that the propeller would start to go.
How was the Poor Things section of the ride?
Oh my God. There was a whole interactive element where like your ride vehicle guide would have like a shootout, like a fake shootout with mob guys, or if you went the other direction, it would be a Western scene. And then at the end, I wonder if you could ever find it on YouTube, the compilation that they had at the end. You would go into this your ride vehicles would go into this room that was like a movie theater basically, and you would just watch this incredible compilation of like great movie moments. It was so much fun. It was so exciting. And they made the biggest mistake ever by getting rid of it. I wonder if that was something that, it's not MGM anymore.
Yeah, and also, too, they had to pay an actual cast member or several to be in there performing, as part of...
It was just like one cast member per...
But even so, they made that same decision, and I wonder... Well, they closed... Excuse me, let me back it all up. They closed Muppet Vision, and that was a part of Muppet Vision. So I wonder if that ever has a bearing on an attraction. If like,
what was part of Muppet Vision? Oh, the actors.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that would. I mean,
maybe
that would. Yeah, I wonder if it had to do with the MGM, like partnership that it was gone, and now you can't use our movies because they were probably all MGM movies.
Yeah, well, now it would have to be the great Amazon MGM movie ride.
Well, but Disney owns so much now that they could do it.
They don't own MGM, though.
No, but they own Hulu, and they own...
And 21st Century Fox.
Yeah.
It could be the Disney, Hulu, 21st Century Fox, Marvel, Nat Geo, Pixar, Star Wars ride.
I mean, they could do it. They could do something.
ESPN.
Okay. It's your turn.
It's my turn. And I'm going to talk about a place called Animal Kingdom. And in this place called Animal Kingdom, there used to be an attraction called It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Mm-hmm.
And
used to be like a few months ago.
That's right. And for little Michael, when he was there with his grandparents, when he was 8 years old, I thought that show was very scary. It's tough to be... I was scared of everything when I was 8, but I found It's Tough to Be a Bug to be extremely intense. I thought it was loud. I was very thrown off by the movement in your chairs, and there's like 40 elements and water, and it was what it was, and it now is no more. Instead, we have a attraction called Zootopia. Better Zoo Together.
That's it.
Yep. And we went and saw that show when we went on our last Disney trip, and we hate it.
Terrible. It's so bad.
Hate it.
It's nothing. It's boring.
Yep.
It's not clever. It's not clever.
It reminds me of a Universal,
totally.
Look, they fart.
It reminds me of a pre-show to something.
Yes.
And a crappy one.
That's a great point.
Yeah. It's not... So Zootopia, I love Zootopia.
Uh-huh.
We both love the movie. We didn't see the second one yet.
I really like it. I don't love it.
Okay, I love it.
Uh-huh.
And it's very clever.
Yes, very clever. I will say that.
And Zoo Together,
the show,
Better Zoo Together, the show in the tree at Animal Kingdom, in the park icon that they spent all of that time on, that beautiful tree with the hand-carved animals, that It's Tough to Be a Bug. It was such a good fit because you believed that bugs could be in the tree. It just felt like you were in their home. It was such a bad wedging in. I feel like they did this so they could sell Zootopia stuff.
Right.
It's Tough to Be a Bug still looked pretty okay. Maybe it needed a little bit of love, but it could have lasted.
Yeah.
And Better Together is just not clever, not creative, not entertaining, not cute, not fun.
It feels unfinished.
What a waste of time. It's like a placeholder film.
Totally. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have that for years and years and years because they debuted that attraction like right after Zootopia 2 came out. So, we've probably got years of them doing Zootopia and Zootopia 2 stuff. I wouldn't doubt that there will be a Zootopia 3 in like 5 or 6 years. So we'll have plenty of better Zoogether tie-in opportunities. And really quick to the listeners, we're sorry. We got about 6 centimeters of snow in New York today, so every plow is at our apartment development right now. So that's what all the beeps and grunting is in the background.
Yeah, they make the plows with the nonstop beeping, which it just is the worst design ever.
Yep. Anywho.
Yeah, so we're really sorry if you hear that. Hopefully you can drown it out.
But it's tough to be a bug. We miss you. Better together. We will never go to you again.
I don't think I'll ever go to that again.
Why would we?
Yeah.
Why would we?
I don't know.
Alrighty. So next up on the list, we're going to do a little bit more Animal Kingdom, and we're going to talk about DinoLand USA, the shops, the restaurants, kind of DinoLand USA overall. Mm-hmm. So as we speak, DinoLand USA at Animal Kingdom is currently being turned into a new land called Tropical Americas. It looks great. If you are at Disney's Hollywood Studios, you should pop into Walt Disney Presents because they have a full model of what Tropical Americas is going to look like when it's done. Really cool looking. But we never really did anything in DinoLand except go to Dinosaur, the ride. I personally can't think of very much. And that time that we went and it finally dawned on us that like, oh, this is themed after like a sideshow traveling paleontology park or whatever. Like that was cool to have dawned on us, but too late, and
totally.
And
yeah.
now it's gone. Most of DinoLand is gone now.
Yeah, I remember one time you were like, I don't like it there because it looks like a sideshow, like a roadside attraction. Yeah. And then we realized like that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that made us appreciate it more.
Totally.
But they were like knocking it down literally
right.
like the time after we realized that. But do you remember when you pointed out to me that the blacktop was like cracking like a parking lot? I thought that was so clever.
Yeah. You brought this up when it was still active, that it wasn't a good idea that the games weren't free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
You pay $1 million to go to Disney World. You pay however much you pay to go to on a good day is Animal Kingdom $100 a ticket. Like on a cheap day, you go with
at like 4.
2 people. It's $200. It closes early, so you have to go to another park. You're eating the whole time you're there, and you go to this section that has all of these carnival games, and you have to pay for the carnival games.
Silly.
I think that they should have just let you I think they should have let you play the games for free. They would have gotten so many poor people in there. It would have been more kinetic with stuff moving and fun, and it would have looked great. And I don't know, like if you want to have the the big stuffed animals hanging, sell them. Yeah. Make it also like this is a merch stand, and if somebody wins the game, give them something for free. Give them a pin.
Right.
Make Disney pins that say I won blah 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 Dino, like whatever it is.
That would have gone really far.
I don't really think anybody, I mean, obviously winning some of the bigger prizes was enough of a draw to get people. You'd have to like go to a ticket stand and then go over. Forget it.
Yeah.
I'm already not interested in doing it.
Yep.
It was such a bad idea to charge for that.
Yeah. And then we also didn't get to go to Restaurantosaurus.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And there were so many times when we would watch like a YouTube and somebody would be getting something from there. And I think there's also like a stand and like a lounge.
I'm kind of
there, and the food always interested me, and we just never went.
I'm kind of put off by restaurants and eateries that are themed to animals in any way, shape, or form.
Like in Galaxy's Edge, like the Ronto wrap.
Yeah, I mean that's I can eat that literally, but I'm talking like dinosaurs. Like like I don't know. I just have it in my head. I know that I'm not eating dinosaur. Mm-hmm. I'm well aware of that.
Yeah, but the association's bothering you.
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah.
Except that Pandora quick service is my new favorite quick service in all of Disney. That and the Japan quick service, which the last time we went was the only time I really liked the food from there. Mm-hmm. I could eat both. I could eat either of those things all day. And I don't like anything in Pandora.
I know
that's not true.
I know that we're going to talk more about dinosaur in a little bit, but what's nice is that one of the best parts of DinoLand USA was the dinosaur ride, which used to be Countdown to Extinction for a minute.
Oh yeah, I always forget that it had a different name.
Well, it was Countdown for like 2 years, and then Disney came out. Then the dinosaur came out, and Disney was like, "Well, of course it's the dinosaur ride now."
I think the other ride name is better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But that's a cool ride, and I think most of its layout is going to be preserved once the new Indiana Jones attraction goes in there.
Yeah, and it's a fun ride system. I hope they smooth it out a little bit.
Maybe.
It's jerky.
It's already smoothed out, though. It used to be worse. It used to be worse, and it used to be louder.
Oh, my God. I had to, like, train myself because we can just talk about this now. At the end, We're going to talk about some of the ride experiences we did a lot of before they closed. Dinosaur was one of them. We went more times to Disney than we expected between them announcing Dinosaur was closing and when is it closed yet? Did it just close?
No, in a couple of weeks.
So we went like several times, and every time we would go back to Disney World, we'd be like, well, this might be the last time. So we ended up going on that ride quite a bit.
Right.
And actually, the last time we went was my favorite time riding it because I knew it was our last time. I really paid attention, and it was fun. But I have had to train myself over the years of us going how to ride that ride. Same thing with Space Mountain. So I don't so I'm not in pain after. And the trick on rides like that is to not brace yourself. Mm-hmm. So not like clench your body up in your shoulders and stuff. Because when you do that and then you get jerked around, it hurts. It hurts your body. Yeah. And so like if you just kind of like let yourself go with it, it feels weird because you're like kind of letting yourself get thrown around a bit, but when you get off of it you're much less sore.
Good strategy.
That'll really hurt you. Those rides, and Space Mountain's a killer.
Oh yeah,
Space Mountain's really bad with that.
You know what ride really throws me around that I like anticipate completely and it is always annoying?
Can I guess?
Yeah,
Star Tours?
No, the sequence on Runaway Railway when you
when you're dancing,
Daisy's Dance Town.
I know. I remember the first time we did that, and I think the first time we went on that ride, I don't think that room was completely finished.
Oh, really?
I don't think the posters were up.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because it was like really sparse, and I was very surprised. I was like, "Ooh,
yeah,
really surprised." Yeah, you do
around.
The cha-cha.
Yeah, yep. Why don't you take us to a place called Disney Springs?
Yeah, we're going to Disney Springs now for the last leg of this.
Yeah, everybody pack up your hats and your wallets.
You know how you need your hats for Disney Springs.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to kind of do this rapid fire because there's not a ton to talk about here, but we're in Disney Springs now. One of the things that I wish you and I could have done together, because I think we would have had so much fun, is DisneyQuest. I went to this once or twice with my family. It closed in 2017. It was I believe it was in the part of Disney Springs that's by like the M&M store, the bowling alley, City Works, like that section.
West Side.
Is that called West Side?
That's called.
It was an indoor, multi-story, interactive, like gaming venue. I think they had some classic arcade games, but the real draw was that there were like VR games and there were immersive attractions. I think my dad and my brother did a thing where they like designed their own roller coaster and then like went into this vehicle and like rode it. You know, fun. like it was on a screen in front of you, but it like the vehicle moved the way that like you designed the roller coaster. There was this game that I think me and my whole family did where like, my whole family and I did where you like went into a raft and, you know, it reminded me of the part of Runaway Railway where you're like going down the waterfall where you're like falling, it reminded me of that, where you're like on a raft and you have to maneuver and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
reminds
stuff
me of,
like that.
Stuff they have at like Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, but like more fun.
Sure.
And like Disney, it was really cool. So I really miss that. I would love to go. Disney Springs is missing something like that.
Yeah.
Because there just isn't, like, if you don't like bowling and you don't want to go to the movies, besides the live music, there's not like a place to play.
Sure.
And that's what it's missing.
Right.
I think they're actually building that place that is in the same area, or if not the same exact building, that's going to be like that. So I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
The other part of Disney Springs that I miss and loved so much is Pleasure Island. Back then it was called Downtown Disney. Pleasure Island closed in 2008. It was a strip of like bars and dance clubs and stuff, but you could go, like, I only ever went there as a kid when I was like 15, and you could get in. I think if you were with an adult, you could get in, and of course you couldn't drink, but like, it was so much fun. There was like a club that was like 70s that had like one of those Saturday Night Fever floors that lit up.
Yeah.
And then there would be like, there was this place called the Beach Club that just had modern music and was kind of beachy. And then there was what is the thing, the like Explorers, like Disney,
I know what you're talking about.
what is it called? Like the Disney Adventurers Club.
Yeah.
Like those characters. And I think it was like theater-y, like that kind of a club. And then there was a comedy club. And you could just go in and out of all of them. They were packed. It was so much fun. Every night at midnight, they had a big screen out in the main strip that would have music videos playing, and they would have a countdown every night to midnight and do like a New Year's Eve celebration. It was great. I just wish it was still there. There's nothing
like it.
There's nothing like that there. I maybe they ran into problems with like crowd levels or like drinking or something like that. But I mean
there's
when we
plenty
were
of
there,
places to drink there now.
Yeah, it was really great. It was so much fun. It was in the part of Disney Springs that's called the Landing, which is where like the boathouse is, Jock Lindsay's, Raglan Road, Gideon's. It was like over, that used to be Pleasure Island.
Gotcha.
Yeah, may it rest in peace. I love it. My mom and I used to go. My dad and my, I can't remember if I went there like on, I think my dad would like drop us off or whatever. And like my mom and I would just go, and we would go into the clubs and we would dance and stuff. It was great. And for a kid, it felt like, oh, I can do like adult things.
Right.
You know, for a teenager. Last two things really, really quick. A couple services that I super miss. One of them is the Magical Express, which was only discontinued a few years ago. It lasted until 2022, but it was a free shuttle service to and from
MCO,
the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, so if you were staying on Disney property at a Disney hotel, you could take it. It was free. It was great. It was Disney, so it was high quality. Yeah, and super convenient. They discontinued it. It's a shame because it is a pain to get back and forth from the airport. Mm-hmm. We took Mears, which is like one of the only options, and it was terrible.
Yeah, and I think that because I was able to take that shuttle service before. I think that the Magical Express, like Disney, the company, sold those buses to Mears.
Really?
It's the same buses.
And then there was that other company,
the Sunshine Flyer,
that is now part of Mears.
Right.
And we had a bad experience with Mears.
Yeah,
we waited forever. The buses were filthy.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other service that they stopped, that was also a casualty. What was it? What were you saying?
I was just going to say there's a theme here where they get rid of a thing and it's either never again or never as good.
Yeah, you're not kidding. The last thing I wanted to mention was there was a souvenir service that was another casualty of COVID. It stopped in 2020. It just like never, there were, the park closed during COVID and then reopened with like really low crowds and a lot of rules, which is when we went. But there was a good amount of time between when it closed and reopened. And there were just some things that like never came back. It was like they just never reopened post-COVID, even though they had existed right up until it closed down. And there used to be the service where if you were staying on Disney property and you bought a souvenir in a Disney gift shop, you could have it sent to your room. for
Yeah.
free. So you could just pay for it and say, I want this sent to my room. And then you don't have to carry it with you in the park. And you get to your room, you know, at the end of the day, and it's like there or at the front desk or whatever. It was great. I remember using it. You know, it's so convenient because there's nothing worse than walking around Disney World with a plastic bag.
Yeah, definitely not.
So yeah, may all of these experiences rest.
Yeah, and
peace.
like I said, you know, as a joke a moment ago, a lot of the stuff, unfortunately, is just gone for good or isn't as good. But there are definitely exceptions. There are times where Disney makes an improvement or removes something, and I can't think of any of those times or things right now, but I know that they must be out there.
Maybe we'll do an episode about things that Disney improved when they changed it.
Right.
But now, why don't you tell us the three rides we didn't talk about yet that we did do quite a bit of before they went away for good?
Most definitely. So one of the attractions that we were able to do a lot because we wanted to get in the time before it shut down was Muppet Vision 3D. And it will sorely be missed forever. Here's hoping that Disney still puts out some kind of really good homage to it, especially when they get the roller coaster up and running in the summer. Yeah, I still miss it.
I know. I'd love to see it playing on a loop, like in the queue or something when you're waiting. You know, we went very close to when they were closing because it was packed. If you remember when we went, and people were like,
yeah, I do,
standing outside, like crying,
Yep.
like really sad. And even
Yeah.
the cast member working it, you were talking to him, and he was telling you how like they were sad to see it go, and
Yep.
that was very close to the last day. That place
Yes.
was packed at
Yep.
the end.
Yeah, and kind of on the flip side of the token, you've got Rock and Roller Coaster, which we made sure to get on a good amount always. And while we were at the park the last time, I think we had a good last ride on Rock and Roller, which I imagine that it's going to be the same coaster, but with Muppets theming. So we did our due diligence there.
Yeah,
Yep.
we went on that a lot. I'm really not sad about that being different
Me
because
neither.
I love Muppets. I love Aerosmith, and I love that roller coaster, but it's been there for a long time. I've gone on that a million times. I know the pre-show by heart. You know, I think it's time.
Yeah, sure. And then the other attraction that we got on a lot before it changed over was Splash Mountain, which is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And we talk about this often. We understand why Splash Mountain was changed to Tiana, and the Tiana re-theme is very good. It is musical and charming and fun at times, but the one element missing that Splash Mountain really brought to the table was like that sense of tension. There's no escalation in tension on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, even when you're at the part where you're going up the giant lift to take the 50-foot drop. You know, that doesn't even, it barely feels like you're going up to that anymore. And on Splash Mountain, they made you very, like, that you were supposed to be scared that you were going up, and like Brer Rabbit was in trouble, and it was very, very like anxiety stuffed, and there's like none of that on TBA.
Yeah, it really is noticeably missing, and I wish they had done something like that because
Yeah.
Tiana, the Princess and the Frog, has a great villain.
Oh yeah.
So I wish that
Yep,
they had just
you're not
brought
kidding.
some kind of that, because going down the drop, the
Yep.
big drop, after you're kind of like scared,
Yeah.
is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
It really takes something out of it.
Yep.
We went on so many last rides on Splash Mountain though.
Yeah.
Again, because between when we found out they were closing and when they actually closed, we went to Disney World and Disneyland a number of times. And every time we went, we never knew when we would be back.
Right.
So we'd be like, we should go on it one last time. And then every trip we would have 3 one last times. And then it felt like another trip. And then
Right.
we would be like, we have to go on and it's going to be closed. So yeah, we really got our fill of Splash Mountain by the time it was officially closed.
But it's funny. I mean, we did that the most as far as getting extra final rides in, and I like still would want to do it. It's not like
you would still do it again.
Yeah, it's not like I'm totally satisfied with my rock and roller coaster career.
Right.
I don't need
like
more
you could
of it.
always go on Splash Mountain one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we have a very long last section to end this on because I thought it would be fun to talk about the one or two. They're kind of like, there's some crossover, but the two experiences in Disney that have haunted my life since I went on them as a kid that I would never in a million years go on again given the chance. And I'm so happy they're gone.
All right.
And they are Cranium Command and Body Wars.
All right.
So both of these so you never went on either of these.
No.
Do you know anything about them?
Not very
They're horrible.
much.
People love them. People talk about them still and like how much they love them. They were my nightmare. So they were both located in the Wonders of Life Pavilion, which was in Future World, which we talked about before, which was in World Discovery. World Discovery was like where the futuristic stuff is now. Okay. I believe. Like Horizons was there and stuff like that. So that's where these both were. They were both in the same pavilion. They were kind of like a sister experiences. And I also think that they built off of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay. And there was like, I don't know at what point in the timeline, but there was also like a Honey, I Shrunk the Audience show or experience there. Okay. So Cranium Command, the shtick with Cranium Command was that there were these Cranium Commando troops who would pilot human brains to keep the people they were piloting out of trouble. Mm-hmm. So it was similar to Inside Out, where you have these like people inside of you, these like beings inside of you, like controlling you to help you, like for your best interests. You were with Buzzy, who has become iconic. He was this little soldier animatronic. He was kind of like a little boy. Mm-hmm. And he was piloting a 12-year-old who had 12-year-old emotions and 12-year-old hormones. And you're with Buzzy on this trip. So there's a pre-show, and then you go into the theater, and Buzzy, who you'd only seen maybe on a screen, is now an animatronic. And he's kind of like at the front. Like he's the narrator almost, When you go into the theater, it was made to look like you're inside a person's head. And there are these screens where the eyes would be. And that's how you see out into the world. Okay. Already, when I was a kid. Gross and like claustrophobic and overwhelming. And like I felt like I remember feeling hot and like just already like kill me. Get me out of this. Yep. Yeah. So inside of Buzzy, or I'm sorry, with Buzzy, who's piloting the brain, you have all of the inner workings of the body that are like doing things throughout this like ride experience. You've got the left brain that's logical, the right brain that's wacky, you know what the stomach's doing, the bladder, the lungs, the adrenal gland, the heart, the hypothalamus, everything that regulates bodily functions is happening, and it's like they're beings that are controlling these parts of the body while things are happening. And you're with the boy, the 12-year-old boy, on a typical school day, but based on whatever would happen, different parts of the body would react, and he would get wired if the situation was stressful, and then he would calm down. I remember one scene in particular where he's talking to a girl and he feels like he's going to throw up, and the heat in the stomach is like rising. And as a kid, I was like, this is also happening to me. This was just
those cooties.
It was overwhelming. I mean, you're experiencing what the body goes through. You're in this like simulation of what the body goes through when it's
under
stressed
duress.
Out. And I was a kid, and it just was like, I can still remember being in it, and it was so overwhelming, and thank God it closed. It closed in 2007. What was worse than that for me was Body Wars, which was like next to it. Yeah. Like literally, like in the same building. It was a motion simulator ride, this one. It was kind of like how Star Tours is, shaky and kind of scary and like fast. And the ride shrunk you down to a miniature size. I mean, the thing that you're supposed to believe was that you were shrunken down to a miniature size. So you could travel into a person's body.
Ew.
So, yeah. So like I'd rather be in the kid's head.
Yep.
Okay. To my horror, you had to observe possibly the third worst thing that could happen to me as a child. A splinter. Okay. Getting a splinter was only not worse than throwing up or having to get a shot at the doctor's office when I was a kid.
Or quicksand.
Nope. I would have taken quicksand. So now I'm like on this thing and you have to go into a body to get a splinter, which was just, it's like they went into my nightmares and made a ride out of it. And you are shrunken down, you go through the skin and you see like white blood cells and veins and stuff. That also closed in 2007. They might have closed together. They were the worst. I still get panicky sometimes thinking about them.
I don't feel good right now.
Terrible. I feel terrible. I feel like the thing that was happening to the kid in school is happening to me.
That's pushing it. It's almost like they both sound like great versions of like a Discovery Zone attraction.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm an outlier. I think a lot of people really liked them, but they were just so overwhelming and disgusting for me that they still keep me up at night. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Check out DisneyForCouples.com for articles, downloads, stuff like that. You can also shop for Disney Parks themed waterproof stickers at MagicalStickerShop.com. And if you have a second to leave us a rating or review, that would help us out a lot.
Please, please.
You can also send comments or questions to hello@DisneyForCouples.com.
Yes.
And remember to stay young at heart like Walt would want.
Bye, guys.
Bye.